So guys, we did it. We've reached 8k subscribers. 8,000. And it only took like the entirety of the 2020s to do so. Hippity fucking ray. Guarantee we're gonna reach 9k, 9,000 in the 30s by the looks of it. I want to thank everyone for obviously being there from day one, and along with people that have been there from the beginning or joined along the journey, along with a few one-offs. That sounds a bit weird. What am I on about? But I mainly want to thank everyone for obviously enjoying what I've been doing, especially this year's been kind of silent with stuff, depending on what's there. And I'm pretty sure you're wondering, what am I going to do for 8k? Well, you've read the title, you're watching this. Let's talk about the funny All Engines Go merch, because it's the most viewed stuff on my channel. Oh, the humanity.
In that case, I've met one at last. Ho, ho, ho.
Well, as you can guess in the beginning, I caved in, as you can tell. And I'll save it for a bigger video when I get around to it, when I'm not lazy, but I got around to watching All Engines Go, and it's fine, serviceable. It's not the most offensive thing in the world, which is saying something, seeing that we live in a world where people say the Great Race is better than Journey Beyond Sodor, and that's really saying something. But yeah, All Engines Go, it's fine. The animation's obviously decent, the voice acting is decent, and I will say this now, and I'll die on this hill, all the characters actually feel like fucking characters. Like, Gordon feels like, oh, it's Gordon, but he's aged a bit. We got Thomas and Percy still being Thomas and Percy. We got James not screaming. And obviously Emily actually feeling like a fucking character of some kind. Along with Nino's The African Train. And half of the characters that got thrown away actually feel like characters again, which is very scary. Something that the writing team of Big World and Tail End of the Brenner are really scared to do. And of the episodes I've seen, they were, like I said, they're decent. They're not like, I'm not going to be like, oh, as you can see here, this shows that Thomas does care about the rock he found on the floor. And here's Percy caring about this twig he found on the ground. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, treat this at the same depth as, I don't know, people watching Lucky Tug stuff saying, oh, the Brenner stuff has deeper meaning and all that, but it's just nice, something nice just to shut your brain off and just watch. Yeah, I think I've said enough and probably angered a load of people, but isn't that what I usually do at this point? Then again, there are some people in this fandom who've done much more worse. So, as you can see, for pretty much 3 minutes now, I got my hands on the funny cartoon train from the cartoon show. And we'll be looking at what I've managed to pick up. And I've managed to obtain 7, but I'm not saying which, but if you see my feed, you know. So we're going to start off with the man, the myth himself, Thomas. It is very surreal, I will say that now, and I kind of like this. Why? I don't know why I said why then. So the details look nice, the The face, I'm not a big fan of. And as you can see, it grips in my big, meaty hand. Hello, I'm the hand from that South Park episode that I can't remember, but... Yeah, the one thing you'll notice with some of the All Engines Go, it does the one thing that I think the Tom's merchandise has failed to do for the last few decades, being on-screen accurate, and this is the closest we'll get to an accurate Thomas toy of an incarnation. Then again, you got Bachman, Oliver, and Daisy that exists, but, you know. So yeah, this is nicely translated into... like physical, which I've noticed with some of the characters that we're going to go through is some of them translate nicely physically, but some of them don't. That's a running theme here, but it's got nice little plastic wheels, and I do love that there's like screws. They're probably self-aware and you can tell they're actually built, not stupidly done. And also I do like the scale of this, like it's very nice and chunky boy. Yeah, like I said, the one thing I don't like is the face, if it focuses. It's obviously the default they use on all the stuff and all that, but when it's in the show itself, when they're animated movie, like, it's a bit more lively. And that's all I can say about good old Thomas. The man, the myth himself. He can sit right there and judge you. Judge Rinder. And let's go on to his friendo, the Percy Destroyer. This one, it weirdly translates a bit more, but someone said, let's make the cab the biggest fucking thing. And I said, same with Thomas, like, someone said, let's make their cabs the biggest things possible, but, you know. Yeah, the way Percy's designed, it's nice. Someone said, let's make a chunk of it big. Like, okay. And they kind of look off from the back, but at the front they look, like I said, just fine. Also, for some reason, the Percy I found, the face is not printed on properly. And he's got a weird forehead-looking thing going on. So, yeah. And also, the funnels on both of them are squished. They're weirdly squished. But, oh well, I'm not losing sleep, but, you know. And then we're gonna look at the main man himself, good old Devious Diesel, who they've obviously treated as a main character for so long. They're like, let's make him the actual main character. And yeah, it's weird I'll say that, and in retrospect, it's really funny to think that this is a character that was supposed to appear once and never again, managed to cling on for dear life, thanks to, like, the TV series taking creative liberties. And here we are today, especially with whatever Hit was doing and what Mattel was doing. But here we are. Congratulations, Diesel, you've survived the Hunger Games. And obviously, the thing that everyone knows is his big, weird forehead. You can play tic-tac-toe with his forehead. And also, he's weirdly a bit more colourful here. Like, it's got obviously purple wheels, but purple there on the vents, and a grey top and roof, along with the ladders, which I'd say it looks nice. I'll say that it does look a bit nice, but something about it kind of got lost in translation. And it's obviously a weird thing to complain about, but then again, it's a funny Diesel. And yes, that's technically the 3 of the 5 main characters I've got, because whoopsie daisy. I can't explain how, but you know, classic toy stores. But I do have technically another main character, sort of. Got all the funny going, and they do the one thing that, and back to what they should be doing is back again. Gorn has like the proper wheel configuration, although he's obviously missing the pony truck, but you know, this is nicely a bit more detailed-ish. But I think it might have to do with the fact because obviously Thomas Percy and Diesel, like in the show, they're very tiny and squished. Half of the translation is lost, whilst characters like Gorn, like they're obviously larger, and some things manage to translate well. And I do find it a bit amusing they still give them pistons when they don't have side rods. And even all the people I've seen who had side rods, it looks weird. And obviously the face, it looks like it's a nicely translated face on a more rounder surface than whatever the hell TomTom has. And then as for the tender, it's the same stock tender. Wait, what? It's rounded at the bottom, what the hell? Okay, it's rounded. But yeah. And the one thing I will say about Gorn and Show, the best character, and my bias also comes as well from the fact he's played by Neil Crone. It's kind of nice they brought him back in, even if it was unexpected. Now then, got another one, good old Jims. And I'm actually, let me make some space. Yeah, whilst I showcase James, Gorn is going to yell at his children and call them poo-poos. So James looks weird. He's like weirdly proportioned, but then again, that's obviously the show talking, but oddly his cab is like interior'd in, which is weird. It kind of reminds me of the Bachman James, where he has hang on, let me just get a comparison with the Bachman James, with how its rear is done. Like just a giant chunk at the bottom and all that. And also, if anyone wondering, red smokebox spit jump scare. Look at Bachman James. I got Bachman items, baby. I'll probably talk about them in the future and probably script it. And when will the future come? I don't know. But yeah, James's tender's obviously stock standard, like it's a bit different. Like he does have the front buffers like Gorn, and that's filled in, probably to make them stand out. Also, for some reason, James's whistle's not painted here for some reason, and the way he's proportioned is kind of weirdish. And this is coming from someone who thought, oh, this will be the best one, but it looks a bit weirdly slanted. And also, the pinstriping is not black, it's a weirdish brown, which I'm probably going to say I want to make it colourful as possible. But yeah, another thing that James and Gorn have different from the main guys, so they got coloured wheels while they're just solid. Which I don't understand, but you know, classic Mattel. They want to make stuff cheaply. Also, just another thing to point out, I forgot. Gorn's wheels like that on that side, whilst the other side it's weirdly deformed, like with the ring gone off. Something like that. Whoops. So yeah. James and Gorn are fine. I just farted and I'm keeping that in because I'm a twat. And now let's bring on the character that they actually try to actually make them into a character. Oh, what a way to bring her in. Good old Emily, who had a character in the beginning, got different in the middle, and then they try and force her to have a character at the tail end of Big World, whilst here they treat her like a fucking character again. Something that's, like I said, is a blessing in disguise. So, yeah, Emily's very weird, like, her big wheel is detailed, but like the little wheels are not, which is a bit distracting. Also, she has a big forehead. The ring on her funnel's not done. Also, she's a bit of a chunky girl. Very chonky. And then, like, the one thing I'll say with half these, there are moments where they want to detail them, but the other time they don't. Like, Emily's front buffers are nicely detailed there. Like, she's got back buffers there for some reason. That also details. Now, as for her tender, no coloured buffer beam, and it's kind of weirdly silent, I will say. And someone in the DeviantArt community got involved and put the number 12. I'm gonna be really honest here. I do not like Emily's number 12. It looks fucking horrible. And I'm gonna keep it that way. And the fact that All Engines Go properly gave her the number whilst some bits and pieces didn't kind of says a lot. So yeah, you can sit there and learn some respect. Yeah, sorry about that. Something caught my attention outside. But yeah, now for the last of the 7, and it's not even the main character. It's everyone's favourite character they like to ship with everyone. It's good old Ashima. Or if they now start calling it Ashima, meaning they've been pronouncing it wrong the entire time. Now, as for this, it looks like a fucking McDonald's toy. Let's be real here. Half the details are like missing here. Like some detail here looks nice, and then you just got here, and she's got like, little buffers there, which I find really funny. Like you can hide. You can like hide this in the background, have it something like this, hide there in the background, and you wouldn't tell if it's Ashima or not. Also, I do not like this blue thing around her, because you know it's one big chunk, but it's really distracting. Like, the front is nice, like, it's nice to detail, like, the character. There's a tiny chimney, considering half of these have, like, as you can see here, they've got, like, funnels like pipes from Mario, which I don't understand, but the face looks nice. It's, like, nicely translated. Even if, I think someone pointed out it's, like, Nia's rig or something? But yeah. And shoddy wheels, like, not detailed and all that. But yeah, Ashima's technically a McDonald's toy. And we'll just put her here with Emily, and this is technically cheating the truck she came with, which is like a minecart from somewhere. I forgot the name. Like I said, I've only watched like 3 or 4 proper and just paid attention to what was there, and this actually looks nice. Like you can literally convert this into HO and just stick in the background like a regular minecart. Like, look, this is the best fucking thing ever. Best piece of Thomas merchandise on the market. 12 out of 10. And what makes this interesting is it's very stock standard, but you could put this anywhere, like in any scenario, and you would not get in trouble if it was like people thinking it's something Thomas related. Like, I could like make like little miniatures of Donkey Kong or Diddy and stick them in this and be like, oh look, it's the minecart from Donkey Kong. There you go, take notes, anyone watching. But yeah, this kind of looks decent, and the fact this is the only piece of rolling stock other than Kenji's coach and Bruno himself, kind of says a lot. Mattel, please, actually make more rolling stock for all the range. Like, I know it's technically shared with Trackmaster, but please, you gotta make a decent balance. So, fingers crossed if they actually go out the way and put Annie and Clarabelle, or something like that. Or do we have to threaten them to make new rolling stock characters? So, there's that. There we are. Nothing like shoving everyone on screen together. There you go. Go play there. So yeah, all engines go Diecasts. The Pushalong. It is decent. I'll say that now. Like, and even when I went to get some of these, I did look at some of the ones on the shelf, and the one thing I noticed is, I think they're not aware, like, obviously the main characters are swapped, because Thomas and Percy I keep seeing, and along with Gordon, James and Emily. But there was a shit ton of Henrys when I went to get Gordon, Emily and Nishima. And as for Diesel, when I got him, like, the plastic bit on top was not properly aligned, so I had to unscrew him and then screw him back. That sounds weirdly out of context, considering that Thomas, Percy, and Diesel are now technically child characters. Oh dear, oh dear. But yeah, some of these are decent. I'll say that now, and love the size. Will they be here to stay, or will Mattel keep trundling on? But only time will tell, and just fingers crossed that Mattel doesn't say, we're banning this because people didn't like it, because I think all the attention around All Engines Go has kind of disappeared, because it was big when it was new, and then it just fucked off, no one cared. And it doesn't help either because of the whole layoffs. From what I've heard, the company that they got doing the animation is having some issues. Not Nirvana, not the people that gave us the Donkey Kong cartoon. My animation is cinema. Where's the crossover? We need Thomas having a musical number with Donkey Kong, and they banana slammer their way through somewhere? I don't know. Okay, banana slammer. Come on, Percy, let's banana slammer. And I need to wrap this up, but yeah, they all look nice. I'll say out of everyone here, my favourite is Thomas and Gordon, and the hit or miss is James, Percy, Diesel and Emily, and out of the worst is Ashima, because like I said, she looks like a fucking McDonald's toy. And then as for the minecart, it's a minecart, it's its own category, it's the best of the bunch. And before we go away, because, you know, it has that special ability. What'd you know, on first take as well. Yeah, so as we all know, the gimmick of Pushalong is it's diecast that can run on the Trackmasters, on the Trackmaster track. I don't have the tracking question, because do you expect me to buy it? I'm not losing sleep. I'll say that now. And thank God I got a whole box of Tomies just sitting in the corner. Seriously, no fucking joke. I got like put it on the screen now. Rate my Tomie track collection. It is not for sale. But yeah, this is what it looks like on Tomie track, and weirdly enough, it suits it better. Thumbs up if you agree. And oddly enough, this is a better translation of their Trackmaster Pushalong than what we have. And if I just get out an example, it's The Adventure Begins, James. Took their fucking time. But as you can see here, like, obviously, proportions aside, it's... The idea is there, but obviously, sacrifices were made, i.e. their proportions. And also, Black James is not a good example, but let's be real here. James in Black is pretty fire. Anyone in the All Engines Go department that watches us out of the blue, writing team or whatever, please give us an episode where James is painted black, so we can have an excuse to have a toy. Wait a fucking minute, like, they've not done a toy of that one at time Percy painted himself blue. There you go, where's the toy of that? I'll buy it and review it. And, yeah, you can, fuck off. Into, my little drawer for 5 years. So yeah, it has all the stuff, it has, like, obviously the coupling system, and, like, the weed? Weed! Has that weird little hooky thing. And if I just plop the truck... This is weirdly... the best fucking thing I'll say out of All Engines Go now, just this. And who knows, for the shits and giggles I might do a series with the All Engines Go diecasts. But yeah. Now I hope you all enjoy this little thing. I've no clue what to do for AK. This is the closest I could think of, and obviously I finally bit the bullet and watched All Engines Go and thought it was decent. Because let's be real here, that one tweet where I said, oh, I'll watch the whole thing if they release a pilot. Let's be real here, they're not going to release a pilot, and even if they did, it's going to be in terrible quality. It'll look like the releases by the Tugs Trust, which, why the fuck you giving them money, you fucking lunatics. Then again, we live in a world where people give money to Kaki, but then again, their name sounds like Kaka. And even though I pronounced their name wrong, I don't care. Do you care? I'm not losing fucking sleep. But yeah, if this does well, I will go out and hunt down the other characters, like obviously the other remaining main characters that I can't find, like obviously Nino's, Purple Kenji, Decapitated Carly, the Pink Sandy, and Bruno the Caboose, and obviously Edward and Henry. So yeah, I think we can all go home and have a well-deserved snooze. Thank you all for 8k subscribers, and have a good one. Let's go home.